Hello everyone, Jonathan Casey here with Mercury's Messenger Astrology, here to talk about the full moon in Leo for February 8th and 9th. The full moon will be, depending where you are on the planet, either on the 8th or the 9th. So, besides the full moon that we have going on in Leo, we also have Jupiter in Capricorn making a sextile to Neptune in Pisces, and we have Venus, Black Moon Lilith, and Chiron all conjunct in Aries. I'm not going to talk today about the Jupiter sextile Neptune because that's still perfecting, and so I'm going to save that for maybe tomorrow's video. But I will talk about the uh, Pisces Black Moon Lilith Chiron conjunction as well as the full moon. So I have a lot to cover today. I made a few posts on this on Facebook, and I feel like how I'm going to describe this energy. We'll take a look at the chart briefly, but how I'll talk about the energy is actually through the posts that I wrote. So here we are. This is the chart anyhow. So I was saying Jupiter here is at 15 degrees making a sextile to Neptune at 17 degrees. So there's still a 2-degree orb. We'll see if I'll even talk about that tomorrow because it'll be a little while before they perfect. But nonetheless, that energy is strong. A lot of 2019 Jupiter was trining Neptune. I don't really like the energy too much. Maybe I just need to learn to master it. It can really, you could really get over exaggerate or over inflate, especially in Sagittarius, the mind just going further than you there being no limit to where you're aiming, and so you can get beyond your beyond reality, I guess. And here in Capricorn's a little bit more solid. It doesn't really have to do about the mind. So here really is, I said I wasn't going to talk about that, but here's really where we could start to expand our world. But, you know, we got to, it's good to dream because you'll never get anywhere without dreaming, without imagining. But we also have to keep in mind, there are limits that we need to kind of respect or acknowledge, and we could push those limits, that barrier. But I would recommend to not get too carried away with that. Push the limits for sure. It's always good, but just don't expect expect to be a billionaire when you're currently living on the streets or something along those lines, which is possible. Like there always is the chance of, I don't know, winning the lottery, but you have to gamble to do that, or I don't know, getting hit by a Walmart truck and suing Walmart, for example, or something along the lines, and but um, those likelihoods are very small. So, yeah, anyhow, uh, the moon 20 degrees Leo, and the sun at 20 degrees Aquarius in opposition here. This is happening at about 2:40 a.m. In Ontario here. So adjust your clocks to accordingly. And we also have Venus at 1 degree, Black Moon Lilith at 1 degree, and Chiron at 2 degrees, almost 3. There's a conjunction here. Venus, I feel, is kind of like Aphrodite, and Black Moon Lilith like Kali. And they're the two opposite polarities of the feminine energy. And Chiron kind of being like the healer, blending those polarities and finding a new self in Aries, the beginning of a new cycle here, the renewal of you know, the shadow is also Lilith, and Venus. Here, currently, she is the evening star rather than the morning star, but is you know, I've heard it referred to as Lucifer when she is the morning star, the bringer of light. I feel like we can, even though she is the evening star right now, still accredit her to Venus being seen, being beautiful, and all that stuff. So it's healing that divine feminine energy. And yeah, so that's kind of what that is about. And let's get to my posts, because this energy, even though it's not making any aspects to the sun and moon here, I still my writings reflected that conjunction on what I wrote for the moons, for this full moon. So a few weeks ago at the new moon, I posted the inside degrees for Aquarius and Leo. But here's the inside degree anyhow for Leo again, 20 degrees. It's a black pearl hidden in an oyster, working very hard to find again what is lost, to get at what is conspicuously missing. It takes tremendous inner forces to restore the pearl, but most of all, you must vanquish your pride and acknowledge from the core of your being that going through this world without your deep soul intact is hell. If you seek, you shall find. If you ache, you shall come to restored wholeness, but not without the suffering, the grief, and the facing of the void. Initiation in the depth. It is a superb path if you have the courage and stamina for it. But midstream, it is cauterizing, corrosive, and deadly. Appearances are deceptive. Nothing is as it might seem for a while. What matters supremely is gut and integrity. Okay? So, Black Moon Lilith, Black Pearl, Venus, I feel would be more like the white pearl, but maybe as the evening star, it could also be the black pearl, and we're trying to restore the pearl to its white state, or Anyhow, oops, let's go to the next one. So, I feel like maybe I should talk about the Sabian symbol. So there's inside degrees and there's Sabian symbols. They're both similar, yet very different. Uh, they're both psychic interpretations of degree points, just done by different um, different authors, I guess, or different psychics, and yeah, I follow more the Sabian, the inside degrees, um, but I decided to look this one up and share it. So for Leo 20 degrees, it's American Indians perform a ritual to the sun. Sun Dance written by the heart of the sun. So I'm not sure if this is actually um, the the writings of the Sabian symbol, or if this is an author separate from it who did their own interpretation from the title. Um, but anyways, as I rise and cascade my light down into the dark depth below, the beauty and immensity of the earth still awes me. Today I see the hustling and bustling of all my old friends setting up teepees and preparing to wear their best clothes and face paints to dance with me. Their Sundance pole soars into the sky, taller than ever, and to the west the mountains peer down on them like a council of old warriors. Within the shadows, the rocks, the soil, I see images of old chiefs awakening, following on their horses, joining to be a part of this yearly ritual. Thoughts spring from beneath the world, like the deep waters underneath the surface of the ocean. Strange currents, unsuspected truths silently stir. Their movements ripple upon the surface. Rituals connect us to our passions, our love of nature, beauty, others. It's not done here. I see here nations that were once at war coming together after hundreds, even thousands of years of struggle. Uh, Helvetica, when there is talk about inner shifts, we have a tendency to see them as special events, specific dates. Here it is connected to the summer solstice. If I were your guide, I would symbolize these inner shifts like an earthquake, where the ground suddenly quakes and slides and assumes a new design. But for the most part, the influx of these energies take place gradually over time. Inner shifts occur within consciousness, within beings, not within environments. Energy says your guide is an expression of life, not some blind force. You are right now becoming more loving, more empowering, attentive to others' needs. Each small step leads us to a new energy. Each expression a blend of love and will manifesting as a quality of holistic freedom, unconditional love. You are closer than ever with your own nature, with your higher self. Be patient with yourself, love and nurture yourself, and unconditional love will flow naturally. A negative attribute of this symbol is a desire to give oneself to a tribe or group. There has to be a sense of freedom in connection with love at our heart chakra. If we give ourselves to others, our heart will act up, trying to get its freedom. Okay. Now I'll talk about what I wrote. So, with the Black Moon Lilith and Chiron and Venus conjunction, I felt the picture that I saw about the Leo full moon the energy at this time is the Lioness, Queen of the Jungle. Full moon in Leo and Venus Black Moon Lilith in Chiron conjunction in Aries. On February 9th, 2020, we will have our full moon in Leo at 2:32 a.m. GMT. During this time, we also have a Venus Black Moon Lilith in Chiron conjunction in Aries. Venus and Black Moon Lilith is like the beautiful goddess Aphrodite meets the destructive and transformative goddess Kali. And with the wounded healer Chiron involved, this is like the merging of love and desire into harmony, taking place in Aries. This is transformative tantric sexual energy. When you factor in that the conjunction between Black Moon Lilith, Venus, and Chiron is going down during a Leo full moon, the image of the lioness comes to mind. A powerful beast, but a deeply caring and vital member of the pride. The lioness runs the pride. She hunts, defends, and nurses the cubs, as well as grooms and provides companionship to the king of the jungle, the lion. The queens of the jungle are the lifelines to the survival of their pride. At this time, we can find the courage to nurture our own instinctual desires while finding the strength to feed our band with love. Okay, and the cards that I drew for today is the 5 of beetles. Ooh, I wrote moths. I'm going to have to edit that. I'll edit it after. Is the 5 of beetles and the butterfly. The beetles is the earth element. I just accidentally wrote moths. So the 5 of beetles is an earth element card. I am or I have, and the 5 being expression. This card is about being thankful for who we are and what we have. It can also be about asking for what we need to feel valued. The butterfly card, transformation, rejuvenation, beauty, joy, emerge. I should have put a comma there. These are all the key words associated with the butterfly. The butterfly card displays transformation and an awakening sense to beauty. Take flight and fancy or enjoy the wonderful things around you. Okay, cards in unity. We are at the full moon in Leo. Courage, strength, joy, creativity are all the traits that this full moon asks of us to reflect on. Coupled with the 5 of moths, of beetles, and the butterfly card, I feel like this would be about finding the courage to ask for what you need to transform your life so you can awaken to a state of bliss. It is about getting out and being a social butterfly, to emerge into the present and being thankful for all that you have and for who you have become. In the chaos theory, there is something known as the butterfly effect. All it takes is one small courageous action which can trigger a large series of changes in a later state. Just spread those wings and fly. So that's what I wrote for today's full moon. So thank you very much for joining me. Sorry I missed 2 days of video. Well, I'm kind of covering today's and tomorrow's in one video, so therefore I missed 1 day. It's I had a fireworks display to do that took up my whole day. I didn't have the time to do a card post or a video, as well as internet being an issue for me. I'm back in the basement of my friends where I do have internet, so the next few days, maybe even weeks, it depends when I head back to camp next, I should be pretty consistent with my videos. So thanks again for watching, and see you guys all again real soon. Bye now.